I mean, men, women, whatever, non-binary, whatever, whoever is listening to this, but if you struggle with finding that connection or pleasure during sex, to just even stop and do the reflection of spending some alone time thinking through scenarios that might turn you on, thinking of fantasies that might turn
Mhm.
you on, playing with toys. Like that's one of the things I recommend to a lot of my clients if they're struggling with connection during sexual intimacies. Like, when is the last time you just had an afternoon alone, or evening, whenever you did it, you went in your room, locked the door, and pulled out some toys? Like, just started to explore, what do you even like?
Yes.
That is the whole thing. Like, if the focus is always on pleasing your partner, you're never going to know how you feel pleased.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is a lot of times often the focus. And we can lose touch with ourselves. We can lose touch with what it is that we want, how it is that we want to be satisfied. And like you said, that exploration piece is so important. That's oftentimes one of the things that I encourage with clients often is, masturbation is important for self exploration. Because a lot of times, there's that mental block there that, well, if I need this, this might make my partner mad. And it's not about needing, it's about, hey, I get to explore my body in this way. And all of our pleasure doesn't have to come from our partner. And I think that that's another reframe as well.
Yeah. How do you handle that? Do you ever have clients who maybe their partner doesn't like it when they masturbate, doesn't like it when they do those things without them present? And if so, how do you kind of navigate that with them?
Yeah, well, the first thing that I ask them is, have you ever masturbated when your partner wasn't present? That's where I usually start. And
They're
they're
like,
like, all
wow,
right.
well,
They're
that's
like,
different.
okay. They're like, well, I'm guilty. And I'm like, okay. So let's just normalize that people do this,
Yeah.
and that it's not gender specific, and that there can be a lot of benefit. Like I usually coach individuals with having them to really understand society, how society has inhibited women from exploring their bodies and understanding their bodies in ways that are helpful to their sexuality. And oftentimes the couples that come in, their partner will understand this aspect, and stop feeling jealous of the toy.
Mm.
And or the toy is not going to take your partner away. In fact, when I share with them that the research is, women who report masturbating regularly actually report having much more satisfied sexual lives and more frequency of sex. They're like, oh, okay, so there's something to this to this masturbation thing that actually can benefit both of us. But that doesn't happen that often. Sometimes there's someone who comes in and really has, resistance to toys, but oftentimes people are open-minded. I think that what happens is a lot of times people have been fed messages about what it means about them if their partner is using a toy. And
Yes.
so when we can undo some of that and really get clear about, like, this is just about exploration and pleasure, oftentimes it becomes a very different conversation.
Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, sign up for my newsletter, and find me on Instagram at Dr. Elizabeth Bedrick.